something that happened only a few weeks ago. I think it was about 5 or 6 weeks ago. I've been out of work since February, and been trying to get a job anywhere and everywhere. And I had the idea that the best thing that I could do was sell. I'd like to be a salesman. And I've applied for about 5,000 jobs. And out of 5,000 jobs, I think I've had two decent replies, like where I had a bit of a chance. But anyway, this job I'm going to tell you about, I saw it in the Manchester Evening News. And it was a brush salesman. But it was for industry, not knocking on doors like. It was selling industrial brushes like. I had no idea anything about it. It was just said a brush salesman. And it was great. It was about 6,000 a year, car supplied, and you could use it for your own use and all this. And all you had to do was travel up and down the country and sell these brushes to different engineering factories and places. So I thought, oh, that's for me. That's bloody great. So I wrote for it, and they sent me a dirty big form to fill in about your education and about yourself and why you think you could do the job and all that. An application form. So I filled it all in, sent it off. Because it was dead easy. I just put 000 all through the education. Anyway, I was dead surprised because it was the only job I'd not had a knockback on. And I got this letter and it said, come for an interview at the Piccadilly Hotel, 10:30, on this Tuesday, about 5 weeks ago. 5 bloody years ago. So I got all dressed up, got my best suit on. We spent the last bit of cash that we had on having it clean. My wife was ironing my shirt for about 3 hours beforehand. Not a crease in it. It was beautiful. Everything was right. My new tie on, everything. I thought, great, I've cracked it. So I gets on the bus and I went down to Manchester to the Piccadilly Hotel. Well, my name is, as you know, Higgins, Jack Higgins. That's my real name. No sham about it or anything. And I walked up to the desk. I thought, everyone had told me that the only way to get a job selling, you've got to be ultra confident. Don't ever answer no. Always answer yes. So I thought, well, I've cracked it. I'm full of confidence. So I marched up to the desk in the Piccadilly Hotel, and this guy's there in his little red liveried suit and everything, sorting out all them newspapers, like from New York Times and the Tokyo Post and all that. And I walked up and I said, my name's Higgins. I've come to see a Mr. Archer. Now, I forgot to tell you this, but this guy, the firm was called Archer's Brushes that I'd applied for the job for, like. So he said, oh, Mr. Archer, right, posh pig he was, like. He said, go up to room 217, Mr. Higgins. So I said, right. So, gets on the lift. That took about 20 minutes. I was up and down like a fiddler's now, but I couldn't get the lift to stop where I wanted it to. Anyway, eventually I was lucky somebody got in and I got out quick. There's a big mirror in the lift, and I'd been like combing my hair and looking at my face. I thought, I'm just right, he must give it me. So I went down room 217. When I got there, the door was open a little bit. So I went to the door, and I'm like that, making sure I'm not getting bits of cabbage in my teeth. Right, and then I tapped on the door, and this bloke opened the door. He didn't shout, come in, I just opened the door. And it was one of these flunkies again, with a little red coat on with bead and all that, Piccadilly Hotel wrote on his shoulder. So I said, Mr. Archer, he said, oh, come in. He said, I take it you're Mr. Higgins. I said, that's right. I thought, great, what a fabulous system they've got. He said, Mr. Archer's in the bar, he won't be 2 minutes. He said, will you help yourself to a drink and a sandwich if you like? So I said, no, thanks very much. So he went. So I was in the room, I was on my own, and I had a look round, and there's a big tray of drinks. There was American bourbon, that Canadian club, there was a bottle of scotch, Bell's, Dimple, all of mixing drinks, everything. And there was these sandwiches there, all with the crusts cut off and everything. I thought, bloody hell, this is great. So I ate a sandwich, and it was bloody lovely. Oh, fuck Christ, I'll have another one of these, before he comes back. I'd had no breakfast, I'm stuffing these butties down my throat, and poured myself a bloody big double scotch out, and I'm there. Hey, I thought, this is a life they don't have now to live like these salespeople. It's great. And I'm sat on the edge of one of the beds, waiting. And I had a look, and there's a briefcase on the other bed, and there's a load of books. And I thought, hey, he must write books and all, this fella. There it was. Jeffrey Archer, Shall We Tell the President? And what was the other one? I can't remember the other one, but there's another one. Some bestseller, And it said, another Another fantastic book from the pen of Geoffrey Archer was written across one. Daily Express, like, and the Times of London. I thought, Christ, he's a clever fella, this. He's not just, a sales manager, like, he's also an author. So, I'm reading through bits of the book, like, and all the rest of it. Just then, the door opened, and this guy walks in. Dead smart fella, grey suit and everything. Well, about my age, about 40, something like that. He come in and stuck his hand out. He said, Jack Higgins. I said, that's right, Mr. Archer. He said, yes, sit down. So I sat back on bed. He said, oh, so you've got a drink? And he poured himself one out. So he said, help yourself, So I said, right, thanks, so. So he said, well, what did you think of the manuscript? Oh. So I thought, manuscript? He must mean that for me, sent me, the application form. So I said, I thought it was all right, it was great, yeah. Oh, it's good, I'm glad you like it. He said, do you think you could spare the time? I said, spare the time? I said, I've got all the time in the world. He said, yes, I know, like I said, but, it's a bit of a bind running up and down to Elstree all the, through the summer. Oh, I said, I don't mind where I go. Oh, no, there's no problem there. So he said, oh, good. He said, so you think it's a go? I said, I'm sure it is. I thought, go on, I'll work for this fella for now. You get sandwiches with the crusts cut off. You get drinks. And you can read a book if you want. I thought, this is bloody great. So he said, here, let me get you another drink. Poof. Honest, must give me about a treble scotch. And I looked at him, my face was glowing. You get all warm, don't you, to it? So I poured a dry ginger in it. I thought, this is great. He said, smoke? I said, yeah, thanks very much. I had a fag in one hand, a butty in the other, and I've got a bloody drink cradle in my arm. I thought, hey, this is bloody great. I've been out of work since February. Nobody had ever smiled at me. The people was ignoring me on the road. I thought, wait, well, I start selling these. So then he said to me, what did you think about the car? Oh, I said, it was great. What is it, 1100? So he looked at me and he said, you're joking. He said, no, I thought an XJS. XJS? I've only ever walked past them in town. So I said, that'll do me. He said, yes. He said, what about the actual chase? So I said, the chase? I thought he's talking in riddles here, but I remembered what the wife had said before I come out. Don't look, as though you've got no confidence. Don't answer no. So I said, oh, yes, the chase. Oh, yes, great. I thought, I bet he wants me to chase here, there and everywhere. So I said, oh, yes, that's great. Oh, he said, I'm glad you like it. So I said, I do. I think it's a cracking job. It's a knockout. He said, have you done anything like this before? Have you been in complicity with someone? So I said, no. I said, I've done a bit of selling. I hadn't, I've got to say so. I said, no. I said, I've done a bit of selling, but not actually like this. Oh, and I could see he was a bit puzzled. Anyway, I'd been eating his butties then for about 5 minutes, and he must have thought I was hungry. So he said, I'd had about 3 of these drinks by now. I was getting a bit pickle-like. So he said, I'll tell you what. He says, how about coming down for a spot of lunch? So I said, a spot of lunch? I thought, great. I knew I had no dinner when I got back because she'd gone to work a while. So I said, yes, I think that'd be smashing. Right, he said, we'll go down to the Peacock Room and we'll dine. I thought, well, that's bloody great. I'm just going to get up off the bed. And the bloody door opened behind me. And this guy walks in with a pair of tortoise ring glasses on and a new whistle and flute like mine. And he comes in and he looks at me, not at the other bloke. He looked directly at me and he said, Geoffrey Archer? So I said, no, I said, I'm not Geoffrey Archer, this is Geoffrey Archer. So he said, oh, Geoffrey, shook hands with him. So I thought, another one coming for a job, you're too late, pal, I've got it. I was dead confident. I thought, you've no chance, Scruffy man. This is how I'm thinking, his tie was a bit round here, So I thought, I'll sit back, I'll watch this, I'll watch him get the elbow. So this fella, Geoffrey Archer, says to him, yes, can I help you? He said, I was supposed to meet here at 10:30, he said, I got a little bit delayed. So he said, and your name? He said, Jack Higgins. I said, hey, hang on a bit. I thought there's somebody trying to set me off here. I said, I'm Jack Higgins. So this Geoffrey Archer looked at me and he looked at him. So this bloke was amazed. He was mesmerised. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'm Jack Higgins. So he said, my name is Harry Patterson. I'm the author. Now, who are you? Oh, I said, I'm Jack Higgins, the brush salesman. Oh, the hell fell flat. This Jeffrey Archer fell. He just started laughing. He threw himself about. Because I really was, you see. This bloke uses my name, Jack Higgins, to write books with, like, but his real name, Harry Patterson. Anyway, the outshot of it was, they both took me down to lunch and I had a great dinner time. I never got a job out. But I had a great dinner time, like, and got a few drinks down me.